I messed up. I made a very, very big mistake on July 4th that could have cost us our house. And thank the good Lord above, we did not lose our house. But I want to share this vulnerable story. Hopefully this will keep others from maybe making the same mistake. We were going to have a cookout on the 4th of July, and we had a large group coming of family. I knew that it might be kind of packed in the house, so we wanted to kind of set up this outdoor area as well so that people could spread out. About 2 hours before the get-together, I decided that I would put out 2 of those citronella candles. We live in the woods and we get a lot of bugs, and I thought, well, maybe that'll kind of start to like keep the bugs away. And I put them on, actually, that table right there. Before I put them on that table, because this table gets kind of hot, the sun sometimes beats down on it and it gets hot, I put down one of those plastic tablecloths that you get from like Walmart or the dollar store that has like that felt on the bottom. I had separated the candles on the table kind of at either end of the table, and then for some weird reason I decided to push them together like near each other in the center of the table. I go inside, and I mean the kitchen's right here, so I can kind of like keep an eye on everything, and people are in and out. My husband's smoking stuff on the smoker, and sat down for a minute because we were running around. It was really busy. So I was sitting in our living room right in here, and my back was actually to the deck. I was talking with a friend, and all of a sudden I had this weird feeling to look outside. I don't know why. So I turned my head and I look out. This table, everything on top of it was on fire. There was fire all over these chairs because they had cushions on them, and fire on the floor of the deck. My mind couldn't even process what I was looking at. It looked completely fake. There were all these little tiny fires all over, on the top of the table, on the chair, on the floor. I yell my husband's name and go running out the door and run to grab the hose. The good news is that we were able to put out the fires. Fires. There wasn't any huge massive flame, but there was all these little flames, so we were able to put them out. Completely melted all the chair cushions that we had. Like, they were on fire, but they melted. The tablecloth was pretty much melted and gone. Everything that melted off like stuck to the deck. There was no wind that day. It wasn't windy here, but there had to have been some sort of wind, because what we figured out had happened was I had the 2 candles that I separated on the table. I brought them closer together, and a wind must have caught the underneath of the tablecloth, and like it went up and over on top of the candles, and then it just caught fire. Everything caught fire, and you could see that the tablecloth had like flipped up and over. This is one of the candles that caught fire. You can see how the top, it just went over like that. So clearly the tablecloth came this way. These were sitting here and went over the top from one side and caught everything on fire. Thankfully our table and chairs are aluminum. This is aluminum, so it didn't catch fire. The fire just stayed on top. Got the cushions on the chairs on fire. And you can see like everything like melted, and then underneath, which I'll insert a picture underneath there, we had quite the scare just before we had family show up. Everybody's fine, dogs are fine, family's fine. My mind can't help but think about, what if we had a wooden table? What if we had a wooden deck? We have like a composite deck or whatever, and it didn't catch fire. My back was turned for like maybe 20 minutes. I don't usually put tablecloths out on the table and then candles on top. I don't usually do that. I mean, it could have been bad. The awning was out. The flame was not high. Like I said, there were a bunch of small little fires all over the place. It looks so fake. But it didn't get tall to like catch the awning on fire, but it could have. Like, it could have. But I learned a lesson. Yeah, I just wanted to share this story and hope that nobody else makes the same mistake.